right, so if you find that your ankles are popping up when you're trying to do squats, right? If you're giving me one of these guys, then we want to look at your ankle mobility, right? So an easy way, quick screen that I love, you're going to be a fist length away from the wall, keeping your heels attached to the ground, right? As I do that, all I want you to do is make that knee touch the wall, right? Without that heel popping up, right? If you're not able to get that knee to touch the wall, then we got to talk ankle mobility. Now, if that's the case, one of the easiest ways that I like to attack ankle mobility is with a kneeling ankle mobility exercise, right? So you're going to take a weight, leave it right on top of the knee, let the leg stay completely relaxed. And all I'm going to do as I have my foot elevated on this ramp, so it's going this way. And if you don't have a ramp, use a book. Hopefully it's a book that you read usually. Well, actually, maybe a book that you don't read. Whatever. Find a book or a dumbbell, anything that brings the foot up, right? And all I want you to do is come forward, trying to keep that knee in line with your middle 3 toes. Hold that for about 5 to 10 seconds. Feeling that stretch into the back. Might feel a little bit of a pinch in the front as well. And then come back, right? Try a set of 10 of those and then retry that wall test. See what that feels like. But that doesn't tell the full story, because we don't just want to passively pull a muscle through a range. I also want you to make it work through those ranges, right? Because if I'm stretching, if I just pull this guy and let it go, it's gonna snap right back, right? I want the muscles to not just know what it feels like to be pulled into different ranges. I want the muscles to know what it feels like to actively achieve those ranges, right? So what we're gonna couple that with, anterior shift goblet squat. Now, you've probably never been taught to do squats this way, and this is really the only time that I would talk about doing squats like this. So all I want you to do, usually when we do a squat, we break at the hips and the knees at the same time, right? But this time, I want you to just break at the knees. Hips stay where they're at, so it's gonna look like this. At a certain point, I can't go any further because my ankles are stopping me from going further. Once you get to that point, that's when you know you can sit down. Come back up, repeat that. Because now we're loading those ankles through a range. We've got a weight that's providing some load, and we're making it a much more functional movement instead of just passively pulling the muscles into that range. We're making it work through it. Now, going along with that idea of not just pulling a muscle through a range, but actually making it work through that range, heel raises, right? But using that ramp again. So if I'm here, I can come up on 2, lift, because now we're loading that much more because we're only using one side versus the other, and I'm allowing my heel to slowly come down, feeling that stretch into the calf as my body tries to handle this weight. Right, thinking 2 up, 1 down. Instead of just saying, okay, I've got bad ankle mobility, I'm never gonna do a squat until I finish working on that ankle mobility. I understand the train of thought, but we can use a compensatory strategy to make that work. So if you're somebody whose ankles come up when they do squats, just bring the floor up to your ankles, right? Because it doesn't make sense, or it doesn't make that much sense to say, let's just stop doing squats altogether when we can identify exactly what's going on with your anatomy that is stopping you from doing it, right? So instead of saying, let's not do squats, let's find a way for you to do squats with better mechanics. Easiest way is just to elevate the heels, right? So here I just got 2 small dumbbells, getting my heels up a little bit, and I can get into that squat. For anybody who has issues with that, now you don't have to worry about the heels or trying to get your knees forward. You don't got to worry about that because the heel's already up. But you're able to feel weight. You're able to put pressure through the heels instead of them just coming up and floating in midair. All right, so elevate those heels while you're working on ankle mobility and do both at the same time.